money. So they usually pay really well compared to graduate stipends. There's prestige associated with them, okay? So there's something to put on your resume or curriculum vitae. It establishes you as being worthy of getting awards, you know. A lot of people, when they're considering you, they say, well, what do other people think about that? Well, if you can show that you've won other honors and awards, right, they're going to, oh, okay, that's going to boost your credentials. And that can lead eventually to fame and fortune. I'm still waiting for these to keep alive. Okay, so where are the fellowships? Well, you know, I start everything with a good Google search, which is good because I sometimes work with Google. But they came to me afterwards. I don't work with them because of our relationship. But you know, you always start with you know, a good search term like pre-doctoral fellowships. So if you're going to be going to graduate school or med school or dental school or law school or business school, okay, Google the school and then fellowships and see what comes up. So here was a nice page that began to list different pre-doctoral and postdoctoral fellowships. If you go to the National Academy's website, they have a fellowship office, and it talks about not only the fellowships that they have, so they actually administer the Ford Foundation Diversity Fellowships. It's one of the few remaining fellowships that has an emphasis on folks of color, okay? And that's what I was on for most of my time in graduate school, Ford Foundation. If you go up to the tab for fellowship resources, they also list outside fellowships. And so they've got a lot of information on their website. And so here is an alphabetized list of outside fellowships that you can just go page by page, and these are updated links because I actually went and tested them. So this is, you know, fresh off the presses. And it's just an incredible resource if you're looking for fellowships. Let's see. Howard Hughes Medical Institute, they also have fellowships. They have fellowships if you are in a clinical-based program, so if you are MD, DVM, DDS, but also PhD. So the Gilliam Fellowships for Advanced Study, and that's also a diversity-based grant program. And here is here's some information, as I mentioned, for students who are going into MD, DDS, or DVM, and their fellowship program. There are not as many fellowships for clinical study as there is for graduate study, so if you're getting your doctorate. But on the flip side, I've also worked in educational financing. It's much easier to get loans if you are going to med school, dental school, or vet school than it is if you're getting your doctorate. So don't feel completely sorry for the clinical folk because they do have other resources. As I said, you know, I'm going to emphasize the National Science Foundation Graduate Research Fellowship Program. I believe on our on the RISE website, we're actually going to put either a link to their PowerPoint or their PowerPoint they've got a beautiful PowerPoint on how to apply for their fellowships, and goes into a lot of detail. Okay, so you know, I want you to think about this as a competition, because that really is what it is. So the first thing, and you probably hear this a lot, but they really mean it, you have to follow the rules. Okay, you need to give them exactly what they expect. They don't have a lot of time to fool around, and they are looking for a reason not to have so much work to do. So if you don't apply with your materials in the format that they ask you to, if you don't include all those materials, they have no problem with saying, sorry, you didn't follow instructions. And that also suggests to them that you are sloppy and lack attention to detail. Okay? They don't know you, right? They don't know that normally you're okay, but this time things just happen, right? So you want to try to plan as far in advance as you can so that you're putting your best foot forward.